For the past 18 years, Bob Schieffer has been a familiar face on Sunday morning as the host of the CBS News program Face the Nation.
Richard Nixon's life is a reminder that we can learn from the imperfect as well as the perfect. We take voting so seriously at my house, my wife has instructed me not to tell even her who I vote for. She's afraid I'll disappoint her. Oh, ye of little faith. I would also add that I know a lot of nice people who lived in trailer parks, and I know some real trash that lived in big houses. That's our broadcast. Thanks for watching. We'll see you right here next week on Face the Nation.
Now, Bob is sharing some of his favorite commentaries and insights from the program in his new book, Bob Schieffer's America. And Bob is with us. Most often when I'm watching on Sunday morning, if I noodle you a little note after the show, it's after the commentary. And I wonder sometimes as you're writing that, you're a reporter, but then you also put on the commentary hat at the end of the show on Sundays. How do you you ever feel like you're walking down a risky road?
Oh, you know, I think it's just kind of a way of disclosure. It's good disclosure. People know how I feel about things. It's clearly labeled as commentary, but I take it's also good for my mental health. You know, I can get out now. I really think about things sometimes, and it's my favorite part of my job.
Yeah, and it's such a privilege. Certainly,
yes.
Yeah. We saw a little snippet of you talking about Richard Nixon, who clearly was not one of your favorites. Did you have a favorite in the White House over all the years?
The one about Richard Nixon was the very first commentary that I did, by the way. I just thought the program that day needed a little button. I did that. I got a tremendous amount of mail. This was before email.
Right.
And so I tried it again a couple of weeks later. I wasn't quite sure what to make of it, and got more mail. So we just started making it a regular part of the program. My favorite public official that I ever covered was not Richard Nixon. You got that right. But it was Gerald Ford.
Right.
I often disagree with him on policy, but he was just one of the nicest people I have ever known. And I think most people who covered him would probably say about the same thing, Harry.
A genuine person.
He was, and he was used to being around the press. He used to come back when you'd be the pool on Air Force One. He'd come back and he'd want to know all the gossip. We never got anything out of him. He always was asking us, well, what about who's, all this kind of stuff. He was fun to be around.
It's so tough. It's so partisan in Washington right now. What's the biggest change you've seen in all your years there?
Well, it is. It's quite partisan. Washington is a partisan place, but part of it, Harry, is the security. You know, we're so walled off from officials now, a lot of that because of security. When I came to Washington in 1969, most members of Congress didn't even have press secretaries. Now, you know, the chairman of the subcommittee on hides and skins as a media coach and all that kind of business, you know.
And you can read all there is to know about Washington, Bob's view of it, in Bob Schieffer's America.